93 WIBC, Rob Kendall.
Brian Baker, we are the C team, not the A team, not the B team, but the C team. And Rob Kendall, I'm a little hungry this evening. You know, I'm on steroids right now. I just want to eat everything in the studio.
Legit steroids?
Yeah.
Are these like, because people say that all the time, and that's not really true. You're legitimately on steroids.
Yeah, I'm on medical steroids.
For what?
Well, here's the deal.
Scrawniness?
Well, yes. Well, listen, I'll be taking care of that. Let me tell you the way I've been eating. No, the deal is this, Rob. As you know, I injured my neck a while back.
How did you do that?
Well, we're not exactly sure what happened here. I believe that it might be an injury due to some of the stunt work that I did. However, I didn't notice that I had an issue until I was up at Lake Wawasee, and I was at my parents' place, and I had the dog, and we were swimming, and there was no ladder, and so I was lifting my lab, who weighs about 90 pounds, up onto the dock.
This is not when you crashed your father's boat, right?
No, this is a different weekend.
Okay.
Because, Rob, I'm a lover of pets, but I'm a generous man. I'm a man who, I can't resist the look in a child's eye or my own dog's eye. And he wanted to swim, and the ladder wasn't in yet for the season, but I decided, all right, I'll be a good guy, and I'll just lift him in and out. Well, I wake up the next morning, I can hardly move. Then I have to go, and it's not getting any better, and I thought, well, maybe it's just a strain, and my shoulder feels like it's so bad I want to cut it off. Go to the doctor. I get all these x-rays done, and he tells me, oh, one, you have arthritis in your neck. So that was really encouraging to find out. And two, it's not your arm at all. It is your neck, and you need to go see this specialist at the Spine Institute. So after I got done crying for a while, because this was my first official you're old now diagnosis.
The Spine Institute sounds very bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all, does it? And so I've been procrastinating on that, but in the meantime, the main doctor that I go to, they call them GPs, is that what they are?
Okay.
Yeah, who at IU Medical Center, which I just want to say, if you're considering that, just avoid it entirely, because trying to get in touch with your doctor is like trying to get in touch with the President of the United States, only it's more difficult. Anyhow, I did go in and see one of the doctors, and they gave me some painkillers, which, by the way, woo!
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
Are these opioids?
Yes, these were the opioids. This is the good stuff,
Got any leftovers?
No, they're gone now. But, they gave me a steroid pack in order to help me kind of speed the process.
Sure.
Yeah, right, and that did nothing for me. So then they issued me another steroid pack, and I thought, well, crap, man, this isn't working at all. So anyhow, flash forward to last week, old wifey Pooh and the daughter come back from visiting the family down in Tennessee, and the daughter's got a cold, and of course, after I had been sick for 2 days the previous week, daughter comes back, gets me sick again with a cold. So I'm suffering, and then Friday, it occurs to me, hey, wait a minute, I have an unused steroid pack at home. That would help me get over the cold faster, right?
So you were illegally taking medication.
Well, it wasn't illegal. They were prescribed to me. It's just I wasn't utilizing them in the manner in which they were originally intended.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and anyway, since then, I've just been ravenously hungry.
Okay, because you do look bigger.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Your girth has improved.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, well, I work out in no way whatsoever because I'm so injured, which, by the way, now I have to go to physical therapy. I have to have all kinds of adjustments done. I'm falling apart, Rob.
It's interesting because you're older than me.
Yes.
But we're of the same, I guess you would say, generation, maybe. I mean, I'm technically a millennial, you're Gen X, but
yes,
we're close enough in age that we understand each other. We both had Nintendos, whatever.
Yeah.
When we were kids, I always wondered what it would be like to get older. And now I'm fretting because I'm at the age where I might actually begin to be getting close to understand what it's like to get older.
Yes, well, you're healthy, though, and I don't believe you've done any stunt work, right?
No.
Okay, well, then you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, and I've always been very youthful. I've dated women much younger than me. I married a woman who was 8 years younger than me, 8.5 years younger than me.
Really?
I've always dated women younger than me. So every day I look in the mirror and go, any gray hairs? Anything? Anything? Nope, nothing yet. So
you've been married for a very short period of time.
Yeah,
Trust me, the gray's coming.
Indiana's a no-fault divorce state.
Hey, can we talk about Donald Trump and LeBron James? Because I just don't understand you at all. I do not understand you at all, Rob. I lost 10 Twitter followers over the weekend just for being a man of integrity and saying, all right, look, Donald Trump, stop tweeting. Life would be so much easier for us as conservatives if Donald Trump had been born without thumbs. But no, the president has to speak out on everything. Why can't just don't rage tweet? Don't rage tweet. Go ahead, Rob. I know you've got some kind of a defense for what the president did. Go ahead.
Well, here's
I want to hear it. Go ahead.
Well, here's my question.
Yeah, please.
Here's my question. I asked this to Ari, the producer who took your job, the Tony Katz producer now.
Poor bastard.
He lost a serious bet somewhere, drew the short straw. I asked Ari because he was all, the president should be above this. I'm like, where is this rule book that says what the president should or shouldn't do? Is there a rule book somewhere I'm not aware of?
No, you're absolutely right. There's no rule book. I think there's just an overall sense amongst us old-fashioned conservatives that we would like for the president to conduct himself in a manner that shows some dignity. We would like him to rise above the personal pettiness.
Hey, our president's Donald Trump. Have you met him?
Yes, I know. I realize that.
Him.
I know. And here's the thing, and I even acknowledged this on Twitter before folks started fleeing in droves and calling me a commie. All I said was that I know this is the reason that Donald Trump was elected. I get it. This aspect of his personality is what allowed him to be successful and get into the old White House. I had hoped, against all hope, that the man would rise above and that he would kind of mature into the role and carry himself with a little bit more dignity once he was actually in the White House. Fully acknowledged. I knew what I was getting when I voted for him. I'm just saying, Rob, in my heart, I feel a little brokenness.
All right, let's do a little exercise here, shall we? Because I did this on the air yesterday.
Nothing involving the neck.
On the Rob Kendall show, and many people appreciated this. Number one, LeBron James is a public figure.
Yes.
We'd agree with that.
Yes, indeed.
He's a very rich public figure.
I understand that to be the case as well.
He has immense public power and influence.
Yes. So why can't he get somebody to give him a decent shave? Because he looks like a goofball.
We would also acknowledge that he did campaign openly in Ohio for President Trump's opponent.
Yes.
And he has repeatedly disparaged the president, including using the F word on national television to describe him.
Yes.
Okay, so we're all in agreement those things happen.
Yes, indeed.
So we have a person of immense national influence who has openly been political of his own choosing, who has in the recent past used the F word to describe the president who is trying to sway public opinion.
Yes. No.
Why would you tell him to go to hell?
Exactly right. I think he is a dirtbag. I'm just saying there were better ways for the president to handle it. I think he could have handled it with a little bit more dignity and class. I just would like for him to, I don't know, take 1-2 beats. You know what I do, Rob? What I do is I count to 10.
The guy who once broke all the windows in his car because you were mad at an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, but I took the 10 count first. Who knows what could have happened? There could have been fire. There could have been explosions. Anything could have happened.
All right,
okay. But I was just going to say, yes, LeBron James is a dirtbag, and yes, that idiot Dan Rather. And make no mistake, I don't care what his track record is in journalism. He is an idiot. They always overplay their hand and go to the racism. Oh, that tweet there was nothing racist in there. Nothing!
So here is, and this is why, you know me, I'm the Trump guy,
yes,
right? I love the Trumpster because when I was much lower than the presidency, but I was very good on the town council.
Yes. Does your wife call you Mr. President in bed?
No, my wife will actually on the regular ask me, no joke, she will look at me in all seriousness and go, do you love Trump more than me? To which I will look at her and respond, not that you know. So,
Rob, I got a nice couch, and whenever you need it, you just let me know, buddy.
Well, so look, here's the thing. People like me are so tired because I think a large portion of why people hated Bush was that he repeatedly just rolled over. People would say whatever they want about him. He would roll over, take it. He would be, quote unquote, bigger than the moment, be presidential about things. I'm done with that. If you're going to throw grenades, if you choose to be a public figure, if you choose to engage in the political process, if you choose to drop F-bombs about me, I'm going to kill you on Twitter. I'm going to kill you on social media. When I was on town council, I would have people that come to the town council meetings, and they'd say all sorts of mean-spirited stuff about me in public comments because they knew it was broadcast on the internet. It was archived. People would see it. I'd go home on Twitter. I'd rip them. And people would go, why would you do that? Because they started it. You don't get to say whatever you want and not get a response. Republicans have to start defending themselves. They rolled over for decades. I love it.
Well, listen, I will acknowledge this. Regardless of how Donald Trump handles things at this point in time, there is always going to be criticism from the left, and they're always going to refer to him as a racist. And by the way, if you listen to that interview, Don Lemon is a disgusting individual and a terrible journalist, but Don Lemon is always the one that is upping the ante in terms of political discourse and has this two sets of rules where, he doesn't want to talk about racism and he doesn't want to talk about the civil rights movement unless it's an opportunity for him to discuss the civil rights movement to support his overall political narrative. He doesn't want Donald Trump putting any restrictions on the press, but he wants to shout down his coworkers for utilizing their freedom of speech if they say something that Don disagrees with. He's an absolutely disgusting individual, and he egged LeBron James on in that interview because LeBron James said, I just sort of feel like the president's been very kind of divisive. And Don says, kind of? He took it in that direction. If you're a professional journalism, as Don Lemon pretends to be, that's not how you conduct an interview.
You know what else Don Lemon is? He gets liquored up a lot on the air.
Is that right?
Did you know that?
No.
New Year's Eve, he was totally liquored up.
Oh, I did know about that. I do remember that. Yes, yes.
And you know what else is great to get? Just spend your evening getting liquored up during?
Hour 3 of the Tony Katz Show?
Well, that and the mashup.
All right.
Starts right now.
93.
WIBC.